You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible.
Hello, Unstoppable Squad. Today we have another Raw results under red lights. Welcome to Unstoppable Wrestling News and Results. We are going to be covering full show results of Monday Night Raw. I'm Unstoppable, and here we go. With Money in the Bank coming up on July 1st, WWE has been busy building out the same titled laddered matches for the men's and women's division. This week, Matt Riddle battled Damian Priest in a qualifying bout. We also saw Cody Rhodes battle The Miz and Kevin Owens. And Sami Zayn faced Imperium's Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. Let's take a look at everything that happened during Monday's episode of Raw. Opening segment, we had Cody Rhodes versus The Miz. Raw opened with Adam Pearce welcoming Rhea Ripley to the ring to present her with a new belt to replace WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. It looks just like Seth Rollins' new title, but with a white strap. You know, I hate when WWE has to copy and paste a belt. It's like with me with my wrestling belts. Sorry, I didn't grab this today. I should have in the beginning, but it's just like me copying and pasting with my belts. But I'm not professional. I'm not a professional company or own a company of wrestling. But, you know, come up with a better design for a woman's. You can't keep on just copying and pasting. You should have like a design for a woman's, not just a design, just copy and paste from the men's. That just doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. Stop copying and pasting, WWE. Dominic Mysterio came out to join her, but before he could say anything, Cody Rhodes made his way to the ring. He and Dom traded some predictable insults, which is true. The heat Mysterio was getting was unreal, as unusual. Sorry about that. The Miz showed up to attack Cody Rhodes from behind. The American Nightmare saw it coming. Dom used his distraction to take another cheap shot before running away. Rhea Ripley accepted a challenge for a match at Money in the Bank on her teammates' behalf. The match between The Miz and Rhodes got underway when we returned from the break. We saw this feud last year, shortly after the latter returned to WWE, so this was nothing new. We returned to see the A-lister still in control after focusing on the injured arm of his opponent thanks to Brock Lesnar. It took a few tries, but the American Nightmare eventually found the comeback he needed after a Cody Cutter. He hit Crossroads for the win. This was a decent match to kick off the show, but nobody is going to remember it. Yeah. Not only was it something we have seen before, but it also didn't give us anything new with the combination. True. Winner, Cody Rhodes. Grade B. The new belt designs is so much better than the big logo design. Yes, I agree, but WWE needs to stop copying and pasting. They could do something better for the women's. And with the... Yeah. They could do a whole lot better. They could came up with their own designs for the women. The Dragon Screw Leg Whip is one of those moves that either looks great or sloppy. Rhodes is good at executing that move. The Miz has been showing a bit more of what he can do in recent months. Sorry, itchy eye. He has more in arsenal than a lot of people think. Next, we have Becky Lynch versus Chelsea Green. Becky Lynch came to the ring to deliver a promo about wanting to get a title back. Wanting to get a title back around her waist. She said she wants to win the woman's Money in the Bank briefcase because it would give her the power to make the champion scared. Zoe Stark showed up and dished out some great insults about the man. Before they could get into a fight, Chelsea Green and Son, I wish they would tell us about what insults they were saying, you know, instead of just saying great insults. Like, what insults? The other results would probably tell me. Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville arrived. A little more trash talking took place before Green and Lynch started their match. Like I said, I wish they would detail what kind of trash talk, you know? The first couple of minutes were all the man throwing Green around before the break. Green had the upper hand when we returned thanks to a distraction from Deville. They went back and forth a bit once Lynch started to regain some composure. After she took control, she scored a submission win with the disarmor. The promo before the match was a bit rough, and the fight itself was predictable and a little on a lackluster side. It wasn't bad by any means, but it wasn't the best we have seen from either woman. Your winner, Becky Lynch, grade C+. Lynch flubbed a line in her promo, but recovered well. Stark was good on the mic, but she needs to watch her levels. She got a little too loud at one point. Okay, who cares? It was impossible to tell what she was saying. Well, I mean, probably you couldn't tell what she was saying. I didn't get to see this highlight. I didn't see this highlight. I don't know why it wasn't on. It might be on WWE YouTube page, but I didn't get to see it. The curb stomp into the bottom turnbuckle is one of those moves that looks so much worse than it really is for the person taking it. Oh, here we go. They're showing Nuggets defeat the Heat. Of course they would. Matt Riddle versus Damian Priest. I hate Denver. They eliminated my Phoenix Suns. Before coming out for the final men's Money in the Bank qualifying match, Priest told the rest of the Judgment Day to let him do this by himself. Finn Balor didn't seem to like that much, because I think what's going to happen is that Finn Balor is going to kick out Damian Priest. I think that's what's going to happen, because, which I'm going to talk to you guys about. I got to see this here. What happened is that, actually, I'm just going to throw it in. Finn Balor was talking to JD McDonough. So, yeah, I think we might see JD in the Judgment Day and Damian Priest gets kicked out. Why kick out any members of the group? Why don't you add members into the group to make it stronger? Sorry to say, both Priest and Riddle are avid strikers, so there were a lot of kicks, punches, and knees and elbows being thrown in this bout. This was a step up from the first two contests we saw, both from an entertainment standpoint and in regard to their intensity. Maybe having stakes made it more exciting. We returned from a break to see the Archer of infirmary fight his way out of an ankle lock in a sleeper hold. After fighting through more offense, Priest managed to score the win to qualify for the men's Money in the Bank match and end what turned out to be a really fun bout. Yeah, it was great. Like, I don't like Matt Riddle because he's a great striker and everything, but I don't see him possibly going to win a Money in the Bank briefcase. He could probably down the road, but he might like cash in, but it would be failed. After it was over, Priest passed Imperium in the aisle and told them to pick the bones, which they happily did. Damian Priest is your winner. Grade B+. Priest got some cheers during his entrance. The crowd might be ready for him to be a babyface again, which I think he might turn on Finn Balor. I think... Oh, here we go. So, Finn Balor is going to be facing Seth Rollins for the title. So, I think Damian Priest is going to turn on Finn Balor at Money in the Bank. He's going to cost Finn Balor the match. And it's going to make a feud between those two. I think that's why JD was being talked into. There was an awkward moment when it seemed like neither guy knew what to do, but they moved on quickly. The way Priest slid across the announce table was pretty funny. Okay, who cares? Riddle's fisherman's suplex looked awesome. Next, we have Ricochet versus Bronson Reed. Now, this is going to be a triple threat match here. Probably at, like, a pre-show at the Money in the Bank premium live event. Bronson Reed and Ricochet may have stepped into the ring together a few weeks ago, but they had some unfinished business after the former interfered in the latter's match with Shinsuke Nakamura last week. The one and only exploded out of the corner with a dropkick in an attempt to get Reed off balance right away. It worked for a moment, but the big man was too powerful to put down with a few strikes. Nakamura walked down the aisle holding his shoulder as the high flyer tried to make a comeback. Toward the end, Reed threw Ricochet into Nakamura, which led the King of Strong Style attacking him to cause a disqualification. Ricochet yelled at Nakamura until Reed took both men out. Eventually, both men worked together to suplex Reed. They earned a chant from the crowd saying, "Holy shit, holy shit." That can't be repeated, well, in the polite company. Well, I already said it. But yes, it was chanted, "Holy shit, holy shit." Even though this was a good match with some fun spots, it felt like both men were holding back a lot. Like I said, I think this is going to be a triple threat match. I think that's what's going to be happening. We know they can go harder than this. So hopefully we get to see that someday, which I think we will. Like I said, we're going to see this probably in a triple threat match at Money in the Bank, probably on the card or through the pre-show. Who knows? I think this deserves to be the first bout match. What do you think? Grade B+. Or minus. Grade B-. Ricochet still has one of the coolest entrances in WWE. He should get a grand arrival at the next WrestleMania. The company would come up with something cool for it. The way Reed leveled Ricochet with a right elbow looked great. The one and only sold it perfectly. The way the announcers cleared out of the way because they thought Reed might crash through their table was funny. Okay, who cares? Raquel Rodriguez versus Shayna Baszler. Rollins and Balor had a long exchange that led to them agreeing to have a title match at Money in the Bank. Before the break, Raquel Rodriguez made her entrance for her match against Shayna Baszler. Sorry. Wow, I got that wrong a couple times. Ronda Rousey was by her partner's side while Rodriguez was all by her lonesome. When they locked it up, it was immediately clear that Baszler was giving up a lot in the power department. Rodriguez missed a kick, and the Queen of Masquerade, or Queen of Spades, sorry, Queen of Masquerade's not here today. Well, she won't be on the show anymore, because she's going to be doing her own show. Made her pay for it with a kick to the back of the knee. She then began to focus on her opponent's leg with her offense. Thanks to a distraction and an assist from Rousey, Baszler was able to steal the win with a roll-up. The match started out fine, but ended up being too short to accomplish much of anything. Your winner, Shayna Baszler, grade C. The crowd sang throughout almost the entire segment with Rollins and Balor. Why is that there? It would only quiet down when the visionary tried to speak. It was funny, but it also went on a little longer than it should have. Why is this here? Why isn't there no... Baszler bringing her black belt with her to the ring was an extra level of badass. Okay. Chad Gable versus Eric. Chad Gable had Otis and Maxine Dupree by his side. Sorry. God damn it. Also, what happened to Maxine's group? Are they no longer in WWE, or they have nothing for them? If so, that's kind of stupid. I thought they... I don't know. What? This makes no sense. By his side for his match against Eric of the Viking Raiders, who had Valhalla and Ivar with him. Eric quickly asserted his dominance by focusing on his power game, but once Gable was able to push him off the ropes, he hit a diving headbutt to cause some damage. Valhalla ran around the ring to attack Dupree and ended up getting taken down by an arm drag by Dupree. Gable ended up getting the win with a leapfrog into a sunset flip in the corner. It's always nice to see Gable get a win, and it's great to see WWE investing in this feud. But this match felt short and pointless in the end. The few moves we saw looked fine, but it wasn't enough for this to be considered entertaining. Grade D, your winner, Chad Gable. Grade D plus. Dupree's new gear is an interesting look. We will eventually probably see this feud. We'll probably see a mixed tag match or triple, like a 6-on-6 or 3-on-3. You know what I mean? At the Money in the Bank, or this could be possibly the pre-show. Who knows? Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. Now this was an interesting match. I loved it. This had its moments, and I thought, the Imperium, it looked like Imperium was going to win. It was so close. Owens and Zayn ran into Imperium backstage, and after Kevin Owens blew a gasket once again, this was turned into a tag title match. The Intercontinental Champion and Zayn kicked things off for their teams. The title holder dodged a chop. Okay, guys, let me know in the comments below. Do you guys think they should split the tag team belts again? Yes, I think they should. Because there's too many tag teams that want a championship. You got so many people, great tag teams that deserve a tag team championship shot. The title holder dodged a chop and tried a few of his own, but Gunther brushed off his chops and took him down with ease. His chop hit the ring post, and I was like, youch, that hurt. We returned from a break to see Zayn and Kaiser in the ring. KO tagged in for a few moments before tagging back out. This led to Gunther making a blind tag and almost knocking Zayn's head off his shoulder with a running boot. It looked like Imperium had the match in hand as the show was coming to a close, which, like I said, I was saying earlier. But the ring general just couldn't keep Zayn down for the 3 count. Riddle tried to interfere but took a boot from Gunther for his trouble. This left the Master strategized to finish off Kaiser with a Blue Thunderbomb for the win. As expected, this ended up being the match of the night. All 4 guys had sufficient time to do what they do best. And even though the outcome was predictable, the titles being on the line made this feel more like a main event. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens is your winner. Grade B+. Changing Gunther's entrance music was almost as bad as changing his name for no reason. Agreed. Why? It was... Walter was fine. And I don't know why they're changing ring names and pretty much theme songs, but his old theme ruled, and WWE should have used it again. Owens' hot-headed gimmick has become the best thing on Raw. Yes, I do agree there. He makes everything of every segment he is in the funniest thing on the show by far, so far, as well. Zayn has a great deep arm drag. He does it similar to the way Ricky Steamboat used to. Gunther is one of the most convincing pro wrestlers in the world because everything he does looks like it hurts his opponent. He actually takes good care of his rivals if you really pay attention. Kaiser's feet got caught on the middle rope when he did a suicide dive. And he almost had a bad landing. The final word. This week's Raw had a few highlights, but as a whole, it fell short of last week's show by quite a large margin. A few promo segments felt clunky. Some matches were unnecessary filler. And a number of the storyline developments were about as predictable as it gets. However, WWE did set up 2 more matches for Money in the Bank and found the final entrance for the men's same titled bout. So at least we got some progress on the pay-per-view. Zayn and Owens versus Imperium was the match of the night. But Riddle versus Priest was a close second. Grade C of the show. Guys, it was an impressive show. I got to see the highlights, but there was one of the highlights I never got to see. But anyways, Unstoppable Squad, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of Monday Night Raw. I might be back with some news for tonight, or for today, before I have to go to bed by 2 or 3 p.m. Eastern time, because I do have to work tonight, so you guys won't get any more news after that. But anyways, Unstoppable Squad, like, share, comment, and subscribe to become part of the Unstoppable Squad. And guys, I'll be back with NXT tomorrow night, and probably, or tomorrow morning, sorry. And probably I'll have Peter P over the phone on Wednesday. Cross our fingers, we'll find out. I'm Unstoppable, and I'm out.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Skiz here, and if you don't subscribe to Blonde and the Unstoppable Denominator, then you are a toothy bumfuck, pussy ass bitch motherfucker.